I'm Emily Butler-Meadows from Mindfully Trading, and today we're going to explore 3 different hacks for successful trading. Now these different hacks I'm going to share with you are suitable whether you are trading stocks, options, forex, whether you are a scalp trader, a day trader or a swing trader. They'll really help to improve your trading performance whatever it is you trade. These hacks are taken from a book called Trade Mindfully by Gary Dayton. I'll put a link below in the description if you want to check that out. And they can really transform your trading performance. Before we begin, just a reminder to like and subscribe this channel so that you can stay up to date with the latest content about trading. There is a lot of useful information in this video, so if you want to become a consistently profitable trader, make sure you stay to the end and catch all of the information in this video. So before we explore these 3 different hacks in detail, I'm just going to give an outline of them to you. They're in 3 different parts and they serve as a beginning, a middle and an end to your trading day. And they are high quality preparation, effective execution and constructive self-assessment. So as you can imagine, it is preparing before you trade. It is the actual trading execution itself, and then it is the evaluation process after trading. Now each one of these 3 steps have lots of different tips and skills involved, and they are all designed to help improve your continuous development and learning process to help you to become a successful trader. Each of these hacks will be broken down into different tasks that you can carry out. Each task will help to give greater clarity about your trading and control over your trading performance, which will help you to continuously improve and grow your personal development as a trader. Now I follow this process and I do find it really helps. It helps to get focused before trading, it helps to be mindful whilst trading, and it helps to learn from any mistakes from trading and effectively just continue to grow. And that is the steps involved in becoming a profitable trader. So let's dive into the first hack, which is high quality preparation. So high quality preparation takes place before trading itself, and it combines different tasks that help you to get into the zone ready to trade so that you can trade from a mindful space, calling upon all of the skills and knowledge that you have so far, and helps you to respond rather than react to the market. Let's have a look at the different steps involved in high quality preparation. So firstly, routine. Routine forms a really important part because it helps you to feel prepared and to manage your emotions. By following a healthy, repetitive routine such as getting up early, carrying out some exercise, eating well, they all help you to maintain your focus and your poise and prepare you for your trading day. Imagine if you come into the market and you have not followed any routine and you feel unprepared. It's not a good start. It is a way to trade from emotions, not from a place of centered mindfulness. So I mentioned exercise before. Exercise is a really useful point as part of your preparation as well. You may not think it being associated with trading. However, regular exercise really helps to reduce stress. It also helps to improve resilience to emotional reactivity, and it promotes mental discipline. And these are all qualities that are essential for a successful trading. Keeping a good, healthy diet is also essentially important for trading. You see, the neurons in your brain cannot store glucose, so the brain has to get it continuously from the bloodstream. Which means that you need a steady stream of blood sugars attained from a balanced diet, which will help to prevent any kind of energetic crashes in your trading. If you're trading and you've not had a balanced diet or a healthy meal beforehand, you may experience the real drop in your energy, which isn't conducive to making good trading decisions. As I said before, these are all aspects of a good well-being and consistent routine, which are really important to promote focus and clarity and balance. The next step we have is mindfulness. You may have come across mindfulness before, but carrying out a mindfulness meditation can really enhance trading performance. If you choose to do a meditation in the morning, or if you prefer to get set up ready for trading and just take a few minutes before the bell rings after you've created your watch list, to just carry out a mindfulness practice. It's really beneficial to help to just become aware of any thoughts and feelings and emotions that you might currently have, and to just sort of step back from those and to just draw all of your attention and your focus to the present moment so that you may utilize your skills and your knowledge for trading rather than be distracted with any thoughts or feelings or emotions that may hinder your progress. The next step of high quality preparation is clarity. Now, clarity is quite a good thing to just reevaluate as part of your preparation, as it's quite important to just ask yourself, why are you trading? Why is it important, and how does it fit in with the rest of your life? I find that by reaffirming these goals, it really helps to achieve them really. It helps to just remind yourself of your focus, to build that sense of personal motivation and help to get you into a space ready to trade. The next step of the preparation process is the actual trading perspective itself. So it may be beneficial once you've sat down ready to trade before actually taking any trades to just reevaluate your trading plan. So remind yourself, what is your plan? Where do you find your trades? Make sure that you turn up with plenty of time so that you can create your watch list and build up some different stocks or whatever it is you're trading so that you have all your potential trades in front of you before making any trading decisions. Also use this time to just look at the market, look at the time frames, just remind yourself what patterns you're looking for, what strategy are you using. Also, what money management practices are you using? So whether you're focusing more on capital preservation by cutting losers, or whether you want to focus more on scaling out so you can maximize your winners. These are all really important parts of preparation just to get focused and get your goals in hand before actually trading. Finally, this is also a really good time to integrate any new learning. So I mentioned before about the learning cycle, which forms from these 3 different hacks. And this point in time is a good point to just reevaluate any new learning that you want to just keep in mind for the day's trading. So you may have got this from your evaluation. If you've evaluated any mistakes that you're making, this is a good point to just remind yourself of what your mission statement is, if you like. So say for example that you are letting losers run and you want to cut this. This would be a good time to just remind yourself of that mission statement for today so that you know when you're trading that is your goal. You don't want to let losers run. The idea with the high quality preparation is to focus on the actual process and the preparation and the performance and let the results take care of themselves. Okay, so hack number 2 is effective execution, and this is the actual trading itself. Now, as we said before, we are following a process-orientated approach where we are focusing on the actual process itself rather than results. And again, there are some different steps that you can take to help with effective execution. So firstly, we have self-confidence. Now, I don't believe that confidence is necessarily something that we're all born with. I think it's something that's gained from learning new skills, gaining knowledge, and more importantly, the experience that go with those. And you'll find that as time passes and the more you practice trading, the more that you're studying and building these skills and knowledge, the more your self-confidence will grow. So it is a continual process, but it's also important to just have that in the back of your mind whilst trading. If you're at the beginning of your trading journey and you've not really carried out that much practice, a really low risk way of gaining valuable experiences from a simulator where you can practice trading with paper money. I did about 9 months, I think, of practicing in a simulator, which is really useful just to practice the computer side, getting used to the broker account that you're using for your simulator, practicing your strategy, your technical analysis, trade management, all of these important things that make up trading. It's great to practice in a simulator where you don't have to worry about what you're losing and just focus on the skills and knowledge that you are gaining. Following on from self-confidence is the ability to trust that self-confidence. So, for example, this may mean that on a day where you sit on your hands because you can't really see any possible trades and it's better to just sit on the sidelines and watch, it's trusting that you've made the right decision from that, because if you go ahead and take unnecessary trades, you may end up with some pretty big losers. So instead of kicking yourself and thinking, oh, I haven't actually traded today, it's recognizing your ability, drawing upon your skills and your knowledge and experience to know when it's right to not trade, and having that self-confidence to follow through with that. Another important factor of effective execution is emotional intensity, and this is the ability to just recognize where your energy levels are at. So for example, you may need psyching up, if you like. If you're a little bit low on energy, you may need to just be aware that you need to psych up your energy ready to trade. On the other hand, if you are a little bit too energetic, a little bit intense, you may need to just take a breath to calm down and center yourself so that you're not too excited for trading. It's all about finding the right balance so that you can respond to trading rather than react and make more logical based decisions rather than emotional decisions. Another point to really help on the emotional level is self-talk and self-soothing. Self-talk and self-soothing are really effective to help to recognize any emotions and feelings that you're experiencing that may hinder your trading, and they may sort of produce emotional reactivity. But you can combat these with self-talk and self-soothing. So say that you're looking to get into a trade and you start to get flutters in your stomach, or you start to get sweaty palms, or whatever it is that your bodily sensations present themselves as when you get a little bit nervous or apprehensive. When you start to feel these, if you just start to reassure yourself, talking out loud, I mean, it might seem a bit strange at first, but it can really help to calm those feelings. So you might just say, you know, this is okay, I've got this is the right decision, I'm okay. And just keep repeating these reassuring words to yourself, just to calm that part of your brain that wants to react with the flight or the fight response. And that's what self-soothing is all about, really. And it's very useful to integrate into trading to help you to stop making emotionally based decisions. Mental parking is an application of mindfulness, and this is another really useful skill to use in your effective execution part of trading. Now, mental parking is the ability to just recognize what thoughts may be present, and it's mentally parking them out of the way so that they don't interfere with your trading. So say you've got some personal things in your mind, maybe you're moving house or there's something going on at home. It's just recognizing that, and it's almost like, if you can imagine, just putting that into a box, out of sight, out of mind. You're not here to think about that right now, you're here to trade. And that is an application of mindfulness, is simply just becoming aware of that and moving it out of your way. Mental parking can also be applied in trading itself. So if you do have a loss, instead of continuing trading whilst thinking about that loss, maybe kicking yourself or being a bit fearful that you'll get another loss, it's the ability to just be like, right, okay, I've taken a loss and that's done. I'm going to put that out of my mind and continue trading from a clear, focused mindset rather than an emotional one. And finally, as part of effective execution, it can be really useful to just recite the daily mission that you came up with in your preparation phase, just to remind you what it is you're wanting to work with in this session or improve upon. Okay, so the third hack is constructive self-assessment. The third part of the learning process, but it is equally as important as the others, is the constructive self-assessment. Now, this is the evaluation part that takes place after trading itself, and it is really important because it takes everything that you've carried out in your trading session and evaluates that. It looks at any mistakes that you made, and it just analyzes decisions that you've made, and it helps you to see any areas for improvement, anything that you want to work with for growth, anything that you want to learn from. It's quite important to note that if you do not constantly evaluate your progress, you're not really going to learn from any mistakes that you make, and you're not going to progress and build upon your skills and your knowledge. So the self-assessment process is a really important part of trading. Let's look at some points associated with the self-assessment process. Firstly, it is important to diffuse from your ego to help improve your results. Now, I know that that sounds a lot easier than it may actually be to do, but it will help you in this evaluation process. So for example, if you take a big loss, it can be really helpful to just step away from that loss and look at it to reassess and learn why the loss was made, and if it was an error on your part, if so, how you can improve that, rather than actually going into this sort of pit of self-pity and being really annoyed at yourself for having this loss. It can be difficult, but it would be really useful if you can just step away from the emotions involved, center yourself, and just evaluate the reasons behind the loss in the first place. Remember that all mistakes are actually opportunities for growth and to improve. Another point to remember is to maintain a healthy self-esteem. So this is about being positive and humble no matter what your performance may be. So for example, if you have a really big green day, it's about not being overly elated, because this could lead to overconfidence and may even bring a sense of cockiness, which will hinder your trading performance in the future. Remember, it's all about Zen trading. It's about being balanced. Balance is the key with trading. So it's about being humble with successes, but also on your lower days, not allowing the inner critic to give you too much of a hard time. As part of the constructive self-assessment, evaluating your process is also really important. So this can be evaluating your decision-making abilities from your trades. Did you make your decisions from an emotional point of view? Was it because that you got kicked out of a trade so you got back in? Or did you make them because you followed your strategy and you saw patterns and support and resistance and volume, and you used all of these to make your decision? So it just helps to just evaluate how you're making your trading decisions and how you're managing your trades. Now this can be taken as well from the next point, which is to actually track your trades. Tracking trades is a really essential piece of the evaluation process, and I've been tracking my trades since day one of trading in the simulator, and I continue to do so live as well. You can do them in whatever way is easier for you, but I prefer to use Excel because I can just find it easier with setup formulas. But it can be important to just track the date, the time, what it was you traded, what your entry was, and what your exit was. But it's also quite important to just make a note of your stop and your target price so that you can see whether you followed your plan. Also, this may help to actually show to you whether you had a plan in the first place. So it is really good to track your trades. You can also note as part of the tracking of your trades why you got in there. Was there a pattern, and why you got out? Did it hit your target or did you bail out? All of these different factors will help you to see areas for growth and improvement. Another important part of the assessment process is to actually keep a diary or a trading journal. Now you can do this either a written journal or a digital one. I started off with a written one, but I've actually shifted to a digital one, and I use TraderView. I'll include a link in the description below if you want to check that out. It's just a free software that I use, but I find it quite useful just to keep a daily journal for trading. And again, you can sort of make a journal entry before you actually start trading, so you can know how you feel, if you're aware of anything on your mind, or if you're feeling focused, what's on your watch list. Just little notes that you might want to just remember from that day. You may enter into your journal how you feel during trading, or you may prefer to just make your entry after trading and how the trading went itself. It can be important to include points in your journal even if you think they aren't related. So if you maybe slept in, or you missed your exercise, or you chatted to somebody and they annoyed you, or anything like this that's not actually related to trading, can be important to include, because if you reevaluate over your journal entries and you notice that actually on the days you slept in you had bigger losers, these little patterns can help you to just see where there are areas for improvement. Another important point is to remember perseverance from trading. So it's all about sustaining your interest and your effort over a long period of time, despite any adversity or failures, which is primarily about mental stamina. Trading, it takes time to learn, it takes time to improve, and you really need to keep the stamina going because it is so worth it in the end when it starts working for you. So just important to remember to keep going, to not give up, to trust this learning process. And finally, we come to repetition, which is basically repeating this learning cycle of these 3 hacks that we've gone over. So every day, go through your preparation steps, effectively execute your trades, and always evaluate your performance and note anything you need to learn that will then follow through for the next day's preparation, and so on. Repeat. Alongside this, you may also decide to study, research, join in on any extra videos, read extra books, join seminars, maybe have a mentor. Anything that helps you to continuously develop your skills and knowledge and improve as a trader will really benefit you in the long term. And as a final point for you, once your self-assessment is complete, I think it's also useful to utilize mental parking once more, to just set aside your trading work day and continue with the rest of your day, because you can think too much about this, and sometimes you need to get to a point where you put it all to the side and let your subconscious deal with it and get on with your day, because maintaining mental well-being is equally important to keep that mental stamina going and succeed as a trader. So there are the 3 hacks to help you to become a successful trader. As I said at the beginning, those 3 hacks are taken from the Trade Mindfully book, which there is a link below in the description if you want to read more on that. It's a really useful book. It focuses a lot on trading psychology. So if you do struggle with emotions from trading, it may benefit you to give this book a go. I've also included a link below to the written article for this video, so if you want to check that out, because there is quite a lot of information in here. And I've also included some links for different trading resources that I use if you want to check them out as well. Meanwhile, do share any thoughts or questions that you may have from this video. And remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.